What's up guys, Annalyn Bailey here. Today I'm going to give you a few samples, a little sprinkle of one of my favorite day of the weeks, Chelts. Little chests, little delts, and we got two really good compound sets for you to train both your chest and your delts at the same time. Alright, so these two exercises, so we have a superset for you, little chest and a little delt action, little front and side action. And both of these exercises are typical exercises done a little bit differently. So for me, I really enjoy changing things up. If we are going to the gym and doing the same exercises over and over and over, number one, it gets boring. I get bored so easy. And number two is you want to keep your body guessing. So the first part of our compound set is an incline, but we're only using a single dumbbell. So instead of having our hands out here nice and wide like you would normally have on an incline bench, we're gonna have our hands together. Both hands are going to be on one dumbbell, so it's kind of like a squeeze press that you would do with two dumbbells, except we only have one dumbbell. So as far as grip placement, you might have to work with it a little bit, but I actually cross my thumbs and then my hands are pretty much over top of each other. So these fingers are over top so that you have your hands together just like that. You could also put your thumbs side by side. Again, this feels like I'm a little bit more secure. The dumbbell is just going to rest right here in my palm. And the way you get it up is same thing you would do like if you were doing like a shoulder press. So I just flip it back to my chest, elbows are down, and then you're pressing up from here. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. 3. Oh. So the whole point of just having a single dumbbell is anytime, think of a fly. When is the best part of the contraction? When is the deepest contraction? Is when you're squeezing those arms together. So now we're keeping those arms squeezed together throughout the whole range of motion. So you're gonna get a deeper contraction in that chest throughout the whole entire rep. So keeping it really close, elbows are nice and tucked, and then you're squeezing up, drawing those elbows together. Now the second part of the movement will also be on an incline bench. You're gonna grab two, obviously much lighter dumbbells, and we're gonna go through a front raise and then a Y raise. Normally we do these standing upright. Feels fine, feels good, great exercise. By leaning forward, you're just creating a different range of motion, actually a bigger range of motion that you normally would, because you can go from here and then you're coming up above your shoulders. Normally when you start a front raise, we stop here. When we lean over, that front raise now goes to here. So now we have actually created a bigger range of motion at a varying degree. Also, having it on this incline is going to make these weights feel a little bit heavier. So when you're standing upright, as it comes down, you lose pretty much all contraction. Down here, I feel nothing until we get about here. So a front raise standing is only great from here to here. So now we're going to be leaning forward. So I'm already feeling tension here, and then it goes all the way up above my head. So a little bit better range of motion. And then we're also going to add a lateral raise. So I'm going to alternate between front raise lateral raise. And again, because we're leaning over, that lateral raise, you're also gonna feel it a little bit more in your rear delts as well. So it's almost like a hybrid lateral rear delt raise. So up to the front, out to the side, front, side. Now this is super light. I could go a little bit heavier on this. But again, stuff like this, start light and then work your way up. Whew. And that, my friends, after that, your shoulders will be pumped. Going into our next compound set, you're going to need an adjustable bench. Now, if you do not have an adjustable bench where that you can make like a high incline, a low incline, so we're doing a low incline. You can make this exact same bench with a flat bench and just put plates underneath it. So the purpose of like being able to change the placement of the bench is just to target your chest in different areas. So like the higher you are is more upper chest, shoulders, and then obviously flat is a little more wider. So it's always good, just like we change hand placement to hit different parts of our back, you can vary the angle of the bench to target different parts of your chest. So this first part is just a low incline bench press, and then we're gonna get to one of my favorite exercises that most people forget about, which is around the worlds, but we're gonna make them a lot harder. So one thing I like to do, at least with my benching, to add a little bit more shoulder involvement is internally rotating. So as I come down, instead of just keeping my hands in alignment and keeping everything in the same position, up and down, I'm going to rotate and internally rotate. So you get almost like a little more contraction in that upper chest, but also in your front delt. So what that would look like here is, instead of just coming down and up and not moving your wrists or anything at all, we're gonna come down, and then when we come up, I'm going to internally rotate. So sometimes we do this, like if you are doing like cable flies, if you wanna feel a bigger, better contraction, you internally rotate and like kind of squeeze your chest at the top. So we'll be down here at the bottom, and then as you press, internally rotate so that your palms face each other, and then you just return them back to the start. So starting down, all right, then we're gonna move directly to around the worlds. Now, many of you have probably done around the world where you're standing upright. The only problem with that is that down part, like we were talking about on a front raise. From here to here, you lose all contraction of your delts. So we're gonna get rid of this no contraction down here, because all the weight's down here, you're not holding anything, you've lost tension in your shoulders. So now we're gonna have tension throughout the entire range, and you're gonna have to go pretty light for these. I'm actually gonna demonstrate even lighter. So we're gonna do it on that same low incline. You'll lean back, dumbbells, palms are gonna start facing up, down right here at your sides, and then you're just basically gonna draw a circle, make the world, and then at the top, your thumbs are together. So now you have pretty much at all times, because the weight wants to bring you down. So what do you have to do? You have to counterbalance with your shoulders. So all of this is going to be on your shoulders. You're going to lose no tension through your shoulders this entire time. So great chest exercise, great shoulder exercise. We're not losing tension the whole time. Is try to keep your arms pretty level. So if one's higher than the other, so they should come pretty much together at the bottom and then around the world to the top. For all my bodybuilders out there, my old school bodybuilders, you guys remember Sergio? His pose? I kind of do the same thing at the top. So as I come up, it's almost like you're like pouring water out, but the back of my palms go together, thumbs point down. They're still together, but I call this like the Sergio, because that was his pose, and it looks sick. So if you want to do the Sergios, you can, or you just bring your thumbs together. But I just do like a little enhanced, where I just feel a little more contraction right in where my front delt meets with my pec, just that instead of this. That's why I do it. So I do a little Sergio pose at the top and then back down. So rep ranges for you guys on this, I go a little bit heavier. So this is gonna be your slight incline is going to be around like a 6 to 8 rep range. And then when we get to the around the world, 1 rep is going to go up and down. So we'll stick to a 6 to 8 rep range for that as well. Try it out. You're going to love it. So much for watching. I hope you enjoy some of these different exercises that maybe you haven't used or seen before. They're a little unique, so it's fun to add in different things so you're not always doing the same thing over and over and over. Let's trick our bodies. And if you enjoyed this workout, or just a little piece of the workout, because this was just a little piece of the pie, so this comes from my full Chelte that you can get from my website, DalenBailey.com. I give you my actual training every single day. You get videos. We have a Facebook group that we do Q&As weekly. So if you want more information, you want this full workout and more tips and tricks along the way, come join me on the DLB Daily, DalenBailey.com. Make sure to click that link below, and I'll see you there. Let's get buff together.